Let spontaneity into your life. You and I are very much the type of people to want to rush to A, B, C, D, and E, and F, and G. But when you rush, does that fix anything? When you rushing to work and, okay, maybe not that example, because you could get clocked for being, or written up for being late. I don't know, I guess just from today, really, I was set on I set a schedule that I was gonna be there at 8 a.m. to do my research, and I got there at like 8:15, and I was trying to hustle my butt to the lab and start doing like my research. And I know my mentor, and he's fine, and he's chill. And so I get there, and he's not even there. So I just start working on my stuff, and then something told me go check upstairs, and he was there. And I was like, yo, can you open the door? He's like, sure. And it was fine. And so, slow down. In the back of your head, you know, you don't need to run 1,000 miles an hour. You don't need to go and do that one chore right away, because it can wait. I think, oh my goodness. So I saw this TikTok, and this was yesterday, and it was this lady. She's like in her like 30s or something. She had a mom, and she has a dad, and I think a few siblings. And she was just saying and talking about her and her family went to Paris or France. I think it was France, maybe Paris specifically. And so they go, and her mom is like, wow, I hope I can have a lot more fun with you. And then like a few days later, recently, or like a little bit of time after, her mom passed away. Or I think she was like, I hope I can, have more fun with you. Okay, besides the point. And her point of that was enjoying the slow moments of life, slowing down, not being in a rush for anything, and truly enjoying the moment. Because I look back and I think about, wow, I would love to be with my roommates right now, or my roommates for my internship. I love my roommates. But I also remember how hard it was for me and on me. But I knew I'd look back and know it was very much a transitional time for me. But besides the point, just slowing down, I think, is so important, because depending upon the type of person you are, you might be running on empty, and feel like your world is on fire. But when you are on fire, you only see flames. You don't see the people trying to run after you with buckets of water, trying to tell you to stop and stay still, and just, like, oh my gosh, this analogy. When you are on fire, you are taught to stop, drop, and roll, to extinguish the fire. When you continue to run when you are on fire, you are just building this anxiety, this stress, this depression, this sadness, this anger in you. If this is not in all context, people have different mental health. I'm not saying that. I'm not like invalidating anybody's like state of mental health, because it is valid. I'm just giving an analogy. And I think that when we are so caught up in the flames, and when we are just so literally engulfed within our own world, we forget how small our world really is, and how truly big the world is from an expansive perspective, from a possibility perspective of anything can happen, and why not it be good? Why does it have to be bad? And being able to drop, and roll is really what it comes down to. Because maybe when you're rolling, you'll find some spontaneity. Maybe you'll find something that you would have never imagined, and find an inner peace that you never thought you could find. Because I say this coming from the perspective of my world being on fire for the past couple of years in school. And during like the beginning of college, and like a few years come by, and now I'm here, and I look back and I see, wow, my tiny little campfire was on fire, but my head was straight into the fire pit. This was the fire, and then this was my head. It was like right there. But all I needed to do was have some life experience and learn that the world is so expansive, and I don't need to have tunnel vision. I really don't. Because I used to grind every single night solely on homework. I used to only focus on getting good grades. I only used to focus on trying to make myself better as a student and not as a person. And I think seeing that perspective change just came with life experience and this past internship of learning when to turn it on during work and then turn it off when I come back, you know? And that's hard. I didn't just wake up one day and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to work. Oh my gosh, now I'm back home. No, it took a while. The first couple weeks that I was on my internship, I would dream, I was still in the lab, I would dream that I was still working on that project. I dreamt that for like weeks straight. And same went for school last year. I had dreams I was in my physics classroom. I had dreams I was doing my physics homework. And now, don't get me wrong, I still dream that I'm in school, but I'm with my friends, you know? I don't have anything that's like in the books. And then tonight I have a dream, but you know what I'm saying? My world doesn't revolve around school anymore. I was gonna update you guys. I had my first meeting yesterday, or Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, but I don't know when this video will be posted. Oh my gosh, and then I have like a baking video. I just need to have time to edit it. I made, you'll wait and see. But I have a video set up. I have 2 videos. I made like food, and then I made cooking, like baking. I just have to have some time to like finish editing it. Like I'm like close, but I still need some time. But fair warning, I do have content coming. And where was I going? Tuesday. I had my first meeting, and 9 out of the 15 people showed up. And I knew about a few people not being able to come already, so it was fine. And then tomorrow night, I'm gonna have my first like actual like session of us like doing movement and doing things together. And yeah, even though I'm still like in like the petitioning phase, I just wanted to update you guys. But yeah, I really think even literally going off of that and like starting up this club, it really just taught me to slow down and let things come. Like in the process of making this like entire thing, I just let it come to me, you know. I didn't rush anything crazy. I just let time flow, and I think that I wasn't ready to make a club when I first started college, or even a few years in, because I didn't have those skills. I literally today, I was at the gym biking, and this was like closing time, and I got off the bike and I was like, I saw this girl over there, and I'm like, Emma, just try to go talk to her. Because earlier I had like a meeting with like a student who works in like club organizations, and and she was like, yeah, go talk to people, ask them their perspective, and maybe see if they want to join. And so I did, and she said yeah. And I said, sweet, perfect, cool, chill, okay. And ever done that if I would have not been chilled and laid back and this new perspective. I mean, you can go back to my videos probably in February, March, April and see like how stressed I was and how like muted I was. I mean, it's all in your head. It really is. And the mindset that you are in is so significant in how you are as a person and how you function as an individual in your health, you know? I know people who were constantly sick physically, but there was nothing wrong with them. But it was their internal health and their anxiety and their emotions and their deep, heavy emotions, you know, that were manifesting within themselves. Not even manifesting as in like, I'm finna get $100. I'm gonna work 10 hours type of manifesting. Just the mental manifestation of like stressing in your hormones in your body. It's crazy. It's literally crazy how much that affects you. And being able to change that perspective of slowing down is really what it comes down to. Because when you are running at 1,000 miles an hour, you can't see the roses on the side of the road. You can't see anything that was meant for you to see. I was having a rough day a few days ago, and I was on the phone with my dad, and all of a sudden this little like moth came on me, like by me, and I stuck out my thumb or my finger, and it like stayed on my finger. And yeah, I will post the short actually. I'll post the short and I'll like combine or make a reference of this or something, but I'll post it because I want to show you guys because I thought it was so cute and it was like a trending TikTok sound too. But yeah. But I think it's just so important to let things flow and to honestly listen to your intuition, because that little intuition or that big loud intuition just comes from that small voice within inside of you, because you know what's best for you. You know what's best for you, but your body knows what's best for you. Your gut feeling, your intuition, I don't know, your spirituality, your soul, your being, whatever you want to call it, knows what's best for you. And sometimes it's got to override your thoughts, because your thoughts are super loud, super loud. And you gotta just let it flow. I mean, it's 1,000% a lot easier said than done. If somebody would have told me to slow down a year ago, 6 months ago, I'd have been like, shut up. You don't know what's going on within my life. You don't know how stressful my life is. You don't know the class load that I have right now and all the things and responsibilities I have to do. Shush. No. Don't talk to me. But life happens. Life happens and you learn it. My mom, oh my goodness. My mom is very much not the same person as me at all. She's very like, I don't even know how to describe her. Not analytical, not black and white, not a logical thinker from the perspective of like thinking, but she's very logical thinking in other ways, but like not like the stereotypical like how I am, which I absolutely love, and I love my mom. And so she would always tell me growing up, Emma, life is not black and white. And I would be like, mother, okay, sure. But life happens. And I see it every single day that it's not black and white. And I laugh because I was such a black and white person of, it's gotta be this, it's gotta be that, but no, it can't be that, no, but it is. And that black and white, and that gray, and that and a mix of color, and that different hue, and that different tone is called spontaneity. And being able to unlock that spontaneity is what will bring you life and color back into your life. Because you will see that life isn't that serious, that life can be more than what you think of it and what you make of it currently. That all it has to do is start with a little bit of change. That once you start a little bit of change, once you just have a little bit of change and you see that result, it is addicting. It really is. That you want to change even more. You want to change for the better. You want to improve yourself, not for the sake of being vain, but you want to improve yourself to be the best version for yourself, to help serve other people, to help be kind to other people, and to be the best version of yourself so you can give that to other people. Because realizing that your world is not just your world that you live in, that it also involves so many other people, that's when life becomes beautiful. That you can positively impact other people, that you can give your best foot forward to other people. That is when you can see that change is worth it. That is when you can see that the world is so much bigger than you think. And I just want you to know to let a bit of light in. You might see major tunnels, major stress, and major struggles. And I do not doubt that. And I do not want to discredit you from your experience right now and every single thing you are experiencing. But I want you to know you're going to come out on the other side. And you will find out what you are doing. I promise. Because everything is figure outable. And you will figure out what to do next, how to get there, and how to add a little bit of spontaneity back into your life to let you see that color and to let you see that it is not black and white, but rather it is an absolute mix of beautiful colors. Food for thought.